Hi.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I don't look like I'm doing great, but I am.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if it's
I'm
lack of makeup or this off-white um hoodie.
that makes you look like Slim Shady. It does match your hair,
Yeah, I think that's the problem, don't you?
maybe. What
Yeah.
about this chartreuse hospital curtain behind me?
Mm. Not the best, but your lipstick and that shirt under that denim jacket is working for me.
Popping off. It's popping
Popping.
off.
I love it.
Um, Welcome to the Dear Heathers podcast.
Bad decisions made easy.
I'm glad you had a tagline ready because
Yeah.
I didn't.
Ready to go. Ready to
Uh,
go. So you just got back from a little weekend getaway.
I did.
How was it?
We took my sister, me and my friend Olivia took my sister to the Ross Bridge Resort over in Birmingham
Beham.
um, for her 50th birthday that's coming up. And
Happy birthday,
yeah,
Leah.
and hey, you're staring down the barrel at 50
You ain't lying.
too.
Not
But
52,
50 also,
also. Thank you.
correct. But
Clarification.
one day it will be 52,
One
but
day
not yet.
in 11 months.
We did a little girls, just eating and shopping and laying around and what
Best weekend ever.
moms long to do.
Did you get a massage?
We got a massage. We spent about half a day at the spa and
Oh,
whirlpool and sauna and all the things. It was great.
love it.
So yeah, we got back from that and then had to hop back in the car this morning and head down to Jackson. And I'm in a hotel tonight, hence the curtain behind me, the curtain
I'm
divider
glad
in
you're
my
not in the hospital.
right
Yeah.
curtain divider in my home two suites room.
Too
Um,
sweet.
so I've
For
turned
work?
the heat and air unit off, so I won't have any background noise. So
Good.
you know,
Good on you.
yep,
You there for work?
sure am. Got two meeting today and all day tomorrow, so had to come down.
Okay,
But
I like it.
what's been going
I'm
on with you?
I'm getting ready. We are having company for the next 2.5 months. Listen to this little story. So, remember when I started going through my divorce? I didn't have anywhere to live. You didn't offer me your place to live.
True, I did not. I
I don't
offered
blame
you
you.
every other type of support.
Every other support. I would have never expected you to do that. You were newly married. First
True,
of all.
true.
First of all. And you helped me do everything else, including filling out paperwork. So we stayed with Angela, my friend Angela,
Yep.
our friend Angela
Mm-hmm.
White, and her husband and children in their basement, in her little Mary Kay basement. Listen,
Yep.
I'm hoping she's going to be giving me a little Mary Kay coming up because she called a few weeks ago and said that Brittany, her daughter, I think she's studying like sports medicine. I could be way off on that at school, and she's doing a little stint at Vanderbilt for 10
Mm-hmm.
weeks. And she asked if she could stay with us.
Of course.
Of course she can.
What a full circle moment.
Full circle. And we stayed with Angela for 10 weeks. And I am just
That
tickled
is
pink
yes.
to be hosting that little gal. And of course,
She's not
I'm
little
stocking
anymore.
up. No, she's not. She's in her 20s now. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm like, buying. I'm nesting
Mm-hmm.
for Brittany. Stocking the pantry, cleaning her room, cleaning out her closet.
That is
all the
awesome.
things.
When is she going to get there?
This
Soon?
weekend. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it's going to be this soon.
Yeah,
I love
can't-
that.
I know. I'm so excited. I love when that happens.
I know. That is what a great, because I mean, how many years ago was that?
Oh my gosh. 12.
12 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we are.
That's just so sweet for you to be able to
Give back.
repay that. Yeah,
That's right.
for sure.
Repay that. And she said, that's exactly what I said to Angela. And she's like, no need to repay. And I'm like, yeah, but
No.
girl, you don't know how that feels. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it feels good. I know you didn't let us stay there to ever be paid back, but so happy to be able to do it. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm doing.
I love full circle moments like that.
Me too.
That's
What else
awesome.
is going on? Oh, just got back from a cruise
Oh, yeah, you did.
a few weeks
The cruise
ago.
that I couldn't go on.
The cruise that you could.
I was a little had a little FOMO, but
I know, and I was a little bitter at you, but my sweet husband went with me, and Lord knows he makes everything fun, you know.
yeah.
And we had the best time. Jen Hatmaker's cruise, and I mean,
Did you do
gals, it was a work cruise for me.
right?
So yeah, I did like an hour of comedy, and it was so hard.
Just one time,
one time,
and you got a cruise out of it.
and I got a cruise out
Man,
of
you
it.
really live a hard
Uh,
life.
I know, I know. I feel guilty saying it, but I was so grateful. And man, the women, there were 100 women, and also the women who spoke, which included a sex therapist, which was so much fun, Celeste Holbrook. We had a trauma therapist, Kobe. What's her last name? Kobe. I don't know, but she was amazing. And then Stupid Me and our friends, Wooten Hill,
Uh-huh.
did music. Paulette Wooten and Kim Hill did music. And of course, Jen, she read from her new book that's coming out in September, and it was epic. She cried. Always love some tears, you know.
Yeah.
And 100 women who were in all phases of life. And it was just such a lovely space that everybody
that.
created for each other. It was really great. And great food.
That's always important.
Always important.
I love
Yes.
that. So the whole cruise ship, walk me through this. I've never been on one of these. So the whole cruise ship is your group, right?
No. Now, Jen went on a Mediterranean cruise last year, and the whole boat was, it was like a 200 person, like some kind of little boat, and everybody was hers. But here, I mean, we were with like 7,000 people
Oh.
on Royal Caribbean.
Oh. So
And
y'all, and then y'all had like
just
specific
about 100
rooms.
of us. Yeah.
Oh.
Were her crew. So we had little rooms that we would get off in and, you know, do a little retreaty kind of thing.
Oh, fun. Well, that was
yeah.
that's where I was confused because I thought, how could you go anywhere on the boat if just being with fans all the time?
Mhm.
Would you be able to get out of your room without
Right.
being cornered and
Not if the
people-
whole boat was for us. But
Right.
listen to this. We went and had wine before, like every night before dinner, and we were in this place, and I was sitting with Jen, and we were about to leave, and this girl came up to her, and she was like, I know why you're here. I love you. I'm not even on this cruise as part of your group, but I love you. And I was kind of standing over on the side, like right kind of beside Jen, and she looked at me and she goes, and I know who you are. And then she turned right back to Jen and started talking. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Not that I needed her to know me, but it was just kind of funny.
That is funny.
And I had a lady who was a part of Jen's group, and I think her name was Wanda. And we had a little meet and greet on the last day, and she said, first of all prefaced this conversation by saying that she was extremely awkward as just a human being in general. And then she said, oh my gosh, I was coming on this cruise, and I told my husband that you were going to be here, and he was like, who? And I was like, she does those funny videos. He was like, no, who are you talking about? She's like, I ain't doing it, lady. And here, look at her video. And he was like, yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about. And she's like, so it was funny.
And you're like, yeah.
I was like,
me.
I don't need to be humbled. I feel like I generally try to ride that humility wave, but nevertheless, Lord, here we are.
Yes.
I guess I needed to be jerked down a notch or two, evidently. But anyway, but it was a great time. We missed you terribly.
Oh, well, maybe I can catch the next one.
Yes.
They for sure won't know who I am. I'll just be over in the corner eating some chocolate fondue or something.
They probably will know who you are. Oh my gosh, I had a lady on the boat. I think her name was Denise. Is that right? Denise Holmes? Is that your name? Denise Holmes? And she said, I want you to know I love y'all's podcast. I listen to it all the time.
Aww.
I listen to it when I'm walking the dog, not working out. So I'm like,
yeah.
you do listen, don't you? And she was just lovely. So, hey, girl.
Aw.
Yeah, I know.
I love that.
See, people do know you, Heather Lenard.
Well, that's
You're a
good.
Star,
That's good.
Well, I'll tell you who does know you. About 450 girls in the Oxford, Mississippi area. Tell us all about your speech.
Yeah, last week I got to speak with a friend of mine to about 450 college girls. They're not all Ole Miss girls, but I would say that probably 99% of them are. Probably a few community college girls in there. But our college ministry, they always meet on Tuesday night, but we have 2 female college pastors who wanted to do this Galentines thing and asked us to speak. And, I started with, they weren't expecting a huge crowd, maybe 50, 60. Hadn't planned a huge budget for
kidding.
it.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And so, I mean, those girls were still registering right before showtime. And so we were the only thing on the menu for the night, us and some cookie cake,
Oh,
and these girls were so cute. They were showing up in all these Valentine's sweaters, and one girl came in with a pink sweater that was crocheted and it said "dump him" on the front. Yes. And I was like, I don't know who you are,
Ballsy.
but I like you.
Oh, you
and,
bet.
And anyway, so started the night by saying, I know y'all are here because you just want us to give you the magic formula for finding a godly husband. Mm-hmm. And so we're not going to do that tonight. So go ahead and settle in, because we're going to talk about a lot of other things.
Love
and
it.
And so, but they're just so cute and skinny, and they don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Oh, like and they're fat.
I would do anything to be the kind of fat I was in college.
Girl, preach on that. But what did you talk to them about?
So we just talked about knowing your worth. I talked a little bit about the beauty and comparison culture and the pressure to be beautiful all the time. The pressure to keep up a certain image, and talked about knowing who God's called them to be, and just gave them some practical steps for what you can do to get to know who you are.
Tell me.
Things like things like Enneagram, or things that we've done as adults that in college I had not done any of that kind of stuff. I think the first one I ever did was I took the Myers-Briggs assessment that told me my personality type. And so we just kind of rattled off a few of those, spiritual gifts inventory. And, those girls were just writing in their notebooks like they were in chemistry class.
Oh,
I mean,
my gosh.
Anyway, it was just really sweet.
Word.
Made a lot of French kissing jokes, talked about French kissing a lot of toads in my life.
Did you show them how to French kiss on the back of your hand?
No, because I'm sure they're way past that.
God, let's hope.
But do you know that I love Valentine's Day? Do you know this about me?
I did not know that, really. I know you love holidays because you always decorate.
But I love the cheesiness of, even when I was single.
Huh.
And I think it's because I had a mom who would send me balloons to school for Valentine's Day, when I was a kid. And so
you weren't mortified?
What?
You weren't mortified by that?
No, not when you're in middle school.
Yeah. That's so sweet.
Anyway, I just love it. I love the cheesiness of it. And those giant teddy bears at Walmart that are $90?
Mm-hmm.
I would loathe one of those in my living room, but secretly, if Daniel Lenard came in and was like, here's a giant teddy bear.
You would be putting on that sheen lingerie in 2 seconds.
I don't know, I just love the cheesiness of it. So
I love it.
Yes. Anyway, but so it was fun. They were all excited because it was, we're getting close to Valentine's Day, and they thought we were going to tell them how to find a husband. But they laughed, we laughed at ourselves. It was a lot of fun.
Talk about friendship.
Yeah, talked about knowing who your people are, and
did you did you mention me?
I did. A girl in the lobby stopped me. She said, y'all should have a podcast. And I was like, well, I actually do. And she was like,
that's not the same thing.
You would have thought I just told her that I don't know. She was just like, you do? And I said, yeah, my friend Heather Land. And they were like, we're going to look you up right now. They probably haven't, but.
What you want to bet?
It was cute.
Oh, I think what I meant was, did you talk about me when you were talking about your people?
No, who your people are. I didn't mention anybody specifically.
Oh.
So,
okay.
But you were with me in spirit.
Okay.
In my heart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess that's fine. Good enough.
You're welcome. But so much fun. And, I just, when we moved to Oxford, we thought that being around college students would make us feel young. It did the opposite. It made us feel old. I think I've shared that on the podcast, because they look at us like we're ancient, right?
Yeah.
And so I've never really, gotten all the way in with serving and mentoring college girls. Mm-hmm. But something about my heart Thursday night really, I was just like, oh, they are just so eager for advice. They are so eager for somebody to tell them the mistakes they've made.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I sat on a stage and talked about making a bad career, a college major choice that was terrible for me, having to go through, relationships that ended badly and heartbreak and a toxic relationship for so long. And when you tell them that kind of, nobody wants to hear about how perfect your life is, right?
No, everything you just said, they resonate with.
Yeah,
That's what
they
want
want
to
to hear the
about.
nitty gritty.
Yeah.
And so,
Tell me about all the mistakes you made. Tell me
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
That's what they want to know.
And I think we don't do that in churches very much, right?
Oh, agreed.
And so, yeah, so we were just, Angie and I were just sitting in chairs on the stage. We weren't, holding microphones, pacing back and forth, preaching. We were just talking.
Relaxed.
Yeah, and talked
Yeah.
about the transition from like college to adulthood and how unbelievably awkward and hard that is, and how to lean in during that season and how to stay connected to finding a church somewhere, even if it's temporary, but find people who can mentor you, who can speak into you, who can, help you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just such a good reminder. Like, I love helping people in that stage of life.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
you're so
really,
good at it. You're a great speaker too. I mean, to any kind of demographic, but you really do have a heart for younger girls. And don't you remember when you were younger? I mean, to have a cool older lady to look up to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a gift, right? And I could see how those young
Yeah.
girls really look up to you. You're so cool.
well,
You
I did
dress
wear a
so hip.
cute, I did wear a cute tulle skirt with sneaks. So I was really trying to channel my coolness, so they'd be like, oh, maybe we should listen to her.
Which skirt? Your green one?
My baby pink, like a hot pink one.
Yes.
With
the
some
one you wore to
Adidas.
that cancer
Uh-huh.
thing? Oh, God, you look so cute.
With
in
some
that.
sneaks. And so I was like, well, maybe the skirt will win me some brownie points with these college
For
girls.
sure.
So Angie
sure.
talked about her, her dating story, how she didn't want to marry her husband. She thought he was a goober. And
I
it was
didn't
like,
know that.
she was like, I'm not marrying him. And then all of a
Dang it.
sudden her heart changed and she was like, yep, he's the one. And so
Wow.
anyway, we kind of talked a little bit about our love stories. And of course they were just all ears,
I love that. Oh, you know what I saw a couple days ago? A little quote that said, never date the life of the party. Date the one who makes sure the life of the party gets home.
Gets home. I've seen that before. And
I
I'm
was
like, yes.
"Oh." Mine's kind of both.
Yep.
But he's probably more making sure life of the party gets home. That's what Daniel Leonard is.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
probably what Breesh is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
for
his
sure.
husband. Yeah.
For sure. He's incredibly responsible.
I think we all
So,
did well.
Yep.
And
think
all
so.
three of them drive the same car, which is kind of funny.
Oh, that is so true. They all have Teslas.
So,
Very reliable, economical.
is it? We don't
You
know. I don't think we know if it's reliable yet.
Really?
I don't know if enough research is out. I don't know if enough years have gone by for us to know yet.
We do have a few emails to read today.
It have to.
One of the messages I have to read today came through on a text message. As a follow-up to a previous caller. But
Because you can text us at.
yes, you can text us at 615-575-3860. But we really do love to hear your voice on a voicemail. It's so funny when people call our number, they apologize profusely for talking too long.
What? I love it.
And usually, I think it cuts you off. Like, it only records, like, I think 2 minutes maybe, and then it
funny.
cuts you off. And so then the next call, inevitably, is, this is
follow-up.
Denise again, or this is Tammy again.
Oh.
But anyway, I love it. No, a few episodes ago, we talked about, there was a caller, or maybe she had emailed about her husband who had dementia. And, people not really stepping up and people not really asking or showing concern. All they wanted to do was show that they had more information and here's how you can help him, and not really true concern or sitting with him or sitting
And
with
we gave her
her.
our unsolicited advice.
For sure.
as we
Anyway,
do.
so my friend Katrina messaged me. Do you remember Katrina? You've met Katrina. She took our photos one day.
Oh, yeah. She's hilarious.
Yeah, really funny. And she has a son who was born with a mass on his face. It affected a lot of his development. He is precious. He has gone on to school. He's in elementary school. Everybody at his school loves him. He has integrated into a normal kid's world, even though there's some things about him that he'll never. There's a lot of normal things that he'll never get to experience, and Katrina handles it so beautifully and so gracefully, and just really has a heart for making sure people know how to not ignore people like that, but to acknowledge. And anyway, so she sent me a text and she said, "Hey, I know I'm supposed to email or something, but I want to encourage the woman with the family with Alzheimer's that wrote in, and Heather Land with a friend with the special needs son. You hit the nail on the head. People don't know what to do. People want to fix. It's our nature. So if we can't fix, the tendency is to look away, which can be so hurtful when you have a family member in any situation that has no end. When you're caring for someone who is terminally ill or has a lifelong disability, the heaviness of forever caring for them can be crushing. It feels like drowning sometimes. Someone asking you how you're doing or saying specifically that they see you in that space is like being thrown a life preserver." Her sentence, "So if we can't fix it, the tendency is to look away," is so true.
Right. But not the answer.
Not the answer, no. And I think too, sometimes we go, "Oh, well, they don't need me in their way," or they don't, so she was just, I could just tell it resonated with her.
Yeah.
And with my own daughter, I'm like, hey, like I remember the first time she ever saw somebody in a wheelchair, or she, noticed differences about somebody else, I've said, hey, don't look away. Smile at them. Wave to them. Especially if it's another child,
Sure.
you don't have to be afraid. They want to know that you see them, and you acknowledge,
you accept them,
and they are as human as you are.
Absolutely.
But anyway, thanks Katrina for sending that in.
Yeah. Thanks, girl.
But yeah, I mean, I just love this little community.
I know.
people who are-
Everybody really bands together. I love that. People are listening and calling and texting about, hey, I heard this the week before and just wanted to comment. That's what we're here for. That's what we want. We don't want to hear ourselves talk. We do that all the
Right.
time.
Right.
We want to hear your voice.
We got an email from, what is her name? Oh, let me see what her name is. Cheryl. Cheryl says, good afternoon. With Valentine's Day approaching, I have a dating question to ask. A few months ago, I started dating someone who had lost his wife after many years. I thought he was a great Christian guy at first, but he quickly flipped a switch to making very crude jokes and comments. Some were on our first date.
Ooh.
He went to the bathroom and asked me to come hold it.
What?
She said,
Get outta
along with
here.
other really vulgar comments.
Ooh.
I gave him 3 chances to stop because he made me cringe. Then I finally ended it for good. He
Good.
continued to hang that over my head for ending things. Is his behavior now the norm in dating? Am I being a prude for just wanting a little respect? And I think you are the one to answer this question.
Oh, me?
Yeah, because
First of all, I hope it's not the norm. I don't know. I mean,
on the
I don't
first
know.
date, come on.
I hope not. It's not. I'll tell you this. It ain't my norm. And gal, Cheryl, it better not be yours. Clearly, it's not. You are not a prude, my dear. You just
No.
have standards.
Yes.
And I'm not even talking high standards. Like, this is like basic,
Yeah.
bare minimum. Like, don't be disgusting.
Yeah.
Listen,
Ew.
I dated a vile human once.
That's why I said you should be the one who addresses this.
I don't even like to give it attention, but it was so off course for me. Everybody in my life,
I
was
don't even-
like,
I don't even know who you were.
"What are you doing?" I didn't either. I mean, that's not true.
We didn't
I
talk very
did.
much, but I knew you were out there screwing up your life somehow.
I was. I just hit rock bottom. I think it's because I was living in a town that I did not want to be in, and I was like, well, if this is it, guess I'm gonna go out with a bang. And I literally did. I got my conceal and carry, literally, went out with a bang because I was afraid I was gonna die. That's the kind of individual that I opened up into my world for just a few short weeks. Thank God. But
Is this
I'm gonna
ankle
tell you
bracelet and blow up hot tub guy?
I see it.
Yeah.
Skating rink guy. Yep.
Skating rink.
He
Yeah.
used to skate. He is a lot of things, but a good stand-up individual he was not. And
And he gave you quite a set of stand-up content.
he sure did. He basically earned his way into about a good 20, 30 minutes of my very first show in 2018, which he probably actually loves. He was disgusting, but I think whenever you go, yeah, this isn't working for me, it doesn't matter. I mean, people can call you a prude or not. It doesn't matter. Like, your standard is your standard. Thank God you have one. Thank God I did too eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't, like, that doesn't matter.
Yep.
You got to set your own gauge and your own standard. And once again, Cheryl, you're not asking for much.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Ew.
And
like,
to that
that's
I say,
icky.
with Valentine's Day approaching, it's time to remind the ladies out there, do not settle for this kind of garbage.
No.
Do not.
That's some trash right there.
Do not.
That
No.
is.
And you're not going to change him. Let's go ahead and just put that out on the table. We are
That's
not
too
in the
much
business
work.
of changing people.
I spent years trying to change folks. It never did work for me. It
Yeah.
probably ain't gonna work for you either. Heather Lenard, you did the same thing.
Yeah.
But yours,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
your bad choice, your bad decision, had a little bit better of a package than mine did.
Yeah. Yeah. Slightly.
It had a little more money behind it, you know. Mine was.
Yours is pretty bad.
Mm.
Anyway, don't know where I was clearly not encouraging you during that season.
No, you were not.
I think you were in rebellion.
Oh, 100%.
You were just like wanting to sow your wild oats that you didn't get to sow at Bible college.
Never sowed wild oats, even in high school. Never, ever. But I remember one of my good friends, she was my pastor's wife when I lived there, and Tammy, and she was so sweet to me, and she would just say, "It's okay, girl. You'll come out of it. This ain't who you are, and you're not going to stay here forever."
Mm-hmm.
And I remember she really did love me very well through that season. You did too. I had a few other girls that really stuck by me during that time. And again, it was short-lived. So we're just going to chalk it up to, I don't know. I just wasn't myself.
Yeah.
Just wasn't myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks for making me relive that, though.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, we did get an email about your grandma name. Last episode, we talked about what kind of grandma names you should choose.
Give it to me, girls. First of all, my son is not having a baby. I just want that to be known.
Oh, true. Yeah.
No one is pregnant.
This is not an urgent decision. There's no baby on the way.
I think we got years on us.
This is just, you want to be ready.
Just for funsies. You want to be ready. Thank you.
Just so that you can start getting your imprints done. Okay.
That's right.
So this person who I happen to know, she said, "I love your podcast because it's so funny and so real, and I feel like I'm sitting there with you, and I know Heather Lenard." Anyway,
I know her?
She was talking. She said she loves Birdie and Honey, but she gave you a list at the bottom. She said, "Go with your gut, and I promise, once the baby is here, you will love it, and it will grow on you, and the baby may end up changing it anyways."
No, ma'am.
Okay, you ready for him?
I'm ready.
Lolly.
I've heard it.
Bunny.
Nope.
Coco. Lovey.
I said Lovey. That's
Lovey
one of
was-
my favorites. Yeah.
Nana.
No, ma'am.
Nonna.
No, ma'am.
I guess that's Nana.
No, ma'am.
Nana. Sugar.
Sugar's kind of cute.
Sweetie.
Sweetie. That's kind of
Sweetie's kind of cute. And Grand.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You're too good for that one.
Yeah, aren't you?
Or just Gran.
Uh-uh. No, my granny was a granny, and I remember while I called her granny, being like, "Ew."
I called my grandmother Nanny. Is that
It's
weird?
just so 90 years old. I
Yeah.
want to be cool.
Well,
I mean,
I
look
don't
at
know
these
that.
readers I've got on.
Yeah.
Don't look at the rest, but the readers. I literally just like pulled away from the stove and I was like, "Oh, I gotta jump on this podcast." I like no blush, no nothing. Sorry, girls. But I look currently like a nana. And no offense, nanas. No offense. I just think for me, I need a little bit sassier of a name,
Mm.
right?
Whatever you think.
Listen,
Whatever.
the minute I pick something that doesn't suit me, you will be the first one to let me know.
True.
You're going to be like, really? That's what
True.
you chose?
True.
And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, I'm glad your friend wrote in. But I'm going to go and tell her, that baby is not choosing my name. That's what my son tells me. And
It's
I'm
too
like,
risky.
it's too risky. I'm not letting a baby who can't even talk name me the matriarch of the family for an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The matriarch. Could you be any more dramatic?
Could I be any more truthful? It's a real. The first baby, I mean,
In the family?
that's going to be my name forever.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And all the other ones. That's a lot of pressure on the first grandchild, too.
No, it's not. It's pressure on me. That baby is not naming me. You are falling into the trap.
Well,
Heather, if you don't watch out, you're going to be a meemaw.
and probably. Yeah. No, my mother-in-law was Meemaw.
That's your only reason for not wanting to
Mhm.
be. I implore you. Like, I thought I knew you better. Do you not want a better name than Meemaw?
Yeah. Probably a cuter
Okay,
name.
like what?
I don't know. The only
What
other
would?
nickname I've ever had in my life is Honk.
Well, that ain't it. That ain't gonna be it.
Speaking
Honk. Can I have some orange juice?
speaking of names,
Oh
we
my
got
God!
to.
Wait, hold on.
You got to go back to
We're
that.
not done here. Why was your nickname Honk?
My friend Roxanne and my friend Christy called me Honk in high school. I think it was short for Honky.
Oh my God! Would you seriously let your grandbaby call you Honk?
No.
Oh,
I've got a handful of people that call me Honk. And when they call me Honk, I know they're my hometown people.
girl, you better add one to the other hand because I'm about to start calling you Honk.
The funny thing is one of those people who's allowed to call me Honk is the mayor of my hometown.
First of all, there ain't no allowed.
Yeah.
Once it's out there,
Mm-hmm.
that's my choice.
That's right. I
I'm
should
calling you Honk.
have I never told you that before?
I could not believe I'm just now finding this out with everybody else.
Uh-huh. And so every time I
I
pass a
thought I
bumper
knew you.
sticker that's like, honk if you love cheese, it just kind of makes me giggle.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but what would you pick off of that list?
Let's see.
Don't
I
you
really
think Lovey? I just still think that is the cutest.
yeah, I like Honey and Lolly, and those are cute. Those are
Lolly's cute.
I'm
I
not
hear a lot of lollies and pops.
yeah,
The,
I'm
the
not
grandma's
close
name's
to
Lolly
that
and the grandpa's
stage.
name's Pop, you know. No, you're not. You got a long way to go.
But we did just kind of go through this when we were naming the newest addition to our family.
Oh my God, you got another one. Go on. Tell
I
us
need all the
about it.
listeners to know that I, Heather Lenard, do not. Everyone who's close to me knows that I don't do animals. I don't do animals. When Daniel and I met, he had 2 big dogs, and we had a picture of them on his groom's table. He lived, bachelor life out in West Virginia with 2 dogs.
Tell me you're joking.
And we had a picture of him and his dogs. And one of my good guy friends at my wedding reception walks up to me. He goes, "You married a man with dogs?" Like, that was what he didn't say, "Heather, you look beautiful. You're such a special friend to me. I'm so happy for you." All he said was, "You married somebody with dogs?" Anyway, so it's kind of a known thing. Well, when you went on that cruise, we went and picked up a 6-week-old mini Dotson for Maggie for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went through this naming process for a dog that is now named Rocky.
Oh, you helped with that?
And he is cute. And you're going to come visit, and he's going to be sleeping in your lap, and you're going to love him.
I probably will.
He's snuggly.
But you named him Rocky Top.
Rocky, we've called him Rocky, Rocket Man, Rocky Top.
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road, Rock Star. I'm sure there's going to be more to come. But Rocky is the OG.
How did we land on Rocky?
I don't know. That's what Maggie liked. Louie was a close second. Louie Lenard would have been cute. But I don't know. She liked Rocky. Rocky Balboa.
Are you ashamed of that name?
Rocky. She was born in the Rocky Mountains.
Okay. That would be a cute reason, but that's not it.
Well, that came to me later.
Mm-hmm.
But
You
anywho.
wish it was a name like Keith?
Kevin.
Like Kevin.
Yeah. Or I had a long list. I liked Oliver. But yeah, like what was the other human name? Toby.
Toby, that's funny.
Cody.
Uh-huh.
Cody. Anyway, it was fun. Cody. It was very fun to think about the names. So all that to say, you have, when you're pregnant, you have like all these months to just talk about names and make lists and daydream. So you got time.
I've never understood people who have babies and the baby's like 3 days old and they're like, we still don't know. I'm like, how do you not know?
I know. I knew Maggie was
not
Maggie as soon as I saw her.
10 months. It's 10 months. It's 40 weeks.
Who are we kidding? You've been naming babies since you were in high school.
Come on.
Playing MASH on those little paper fold up where you like.
You've been playing baby names since you went to Starbucks. You always given your favorite name.
Yeah, like you're rolling dice going, okay, how many years am I going to be, how many years before I'm married? What kind of house am I going to live in? Did you play MASH growing up?
Heck yeah, girl. Yeah. I bet you didn't think you'd have a dog named Rocky.
Mm-mm.
But, we had cats for a while. We had Ray, and he died. We had Greg, and then we got Judy. And Greg and Judy were a pair for a long time, and you loved them.
Well, until I didn't. Until I had to go buy some Benadryl.
That's right. But we loved calling them like real people names. It was kind of funny. We named Greg after Greg on Succession. We named Judy after Judy Gemstones from the Righteous Gemstones.
From the Righteous Gemstones.
That's right. Don't judge me, ladies.
I know somebody who named their daughter Rue after Rue McClanahan from Golden Girls.
No way. That's cute.
And she's the cutest thing ever.
What about Rue for a granny name? That's kind of cute.
That is cute. Rue. What is Steven's name going to be?
Well, he's Indian, so I think he wants his name to be Upacha.
So Upacha and Rue. That would be
That's
cute. Ding, ding, ding. I think it's a winner.
Rue. But, they be calling me Woo. So they could say it right.
Well, that's how my father-in-law got his name, Dew. His name is Drew. And so the first grandchild heard my mother-in-law saying, Drew, all the time. And so she said, Do. And so it stuck. That's how he got his name, his grandpa name.
Well, honestly, that's the first good story that I've ever heard of a baby naming the patriarch of the family.
It's cute.
But listen, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to come out of that baby's mouth.
Nope, sure don't.
Sure don't. I'm going to have control.
All right. We have got some other things to talk about.
Okay. Like?
This person who wrote in, named Ann, she said she's a big fan of her I Ain't Doing It videos. But she said, I remember when you were cranking out those videos, people would send you topics all the time. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Oh,
they'd be like,
remember that.
Do a video on this. And then they'd send you like a whole monologue of what you should say. This one, she is going on ranting on this email about her grocery order. She clicks on her Crisco oil and sees that it only has a 3-star rating. She says, this is a staple. How can it only have a 3-star rating? She says 46 people rate it 5 stars, while 35 gave it a 1-star rating. So she had to do a deep dive.
I don't even look at the stars when I'm ordering groceries. Do
I
you?
don't either.
Hilarious.
But who could give Crisco oil a 1 star? She said they were ranting about how their oil wasn't included in their delivery. She said, it is not Crisco's fault.
No, it's not.
You
I
should
hate when
not
people
give
do that.
a bad review.
I hate
Anyway,
when people do that.
she just said, thank you for letting me vent.
You are so welcome, Ann. That drives me crazy too when people give something a bad rating, but it was because of the shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big anthropology lover, and I'm a big review reader, and I have recently become a review writer. And
really,
I think I am so funny on there.
Like how?
I'm like, if you want to look ugly, buy these jeans. 1 star.
1 star.
If you don't mind looking adorable, get this sweater.
I love that.
I know. And I'm like, babe, read this.
You love
it's my new I ain't doing it videos. My anthropology reviews.
That is funny.
Yeah. I'm like, I felt like I walked straight out of an anthropology window in these shoes.
From Amazon.
Yeah. These $12 ballet flats. Yeah. I really, it's my new creative outlet, I think. Kind of burnt out with I ain't doing it videos. So reviews it is.
Reviews it is.
You get paid for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
If anybody knows how we can get paid for giving,
please email us.
Please email us at dearheatherspodcast@gmail.com.
Listen, if you've got any information about anything rolling around in your head, email us.
For real. Also, if you want to book us for an event, email Christine.
Email Christine Adcock at
dearheatherspodcast@gmail.com.
She's our secretary. Please
She'll get you the
her.
dates. Yep, she'll get you
she
the dates.
She doesn't get paid much because neither do we. But if you would book us.
She just does this out of the kindness of her heart.
Yeah, she's just a sweetie pie. And she's very well spoken, if I do say so myself. She believes in us.
She does.
She believes in us.
She does.
But we have booked a few events, and we're excited about them. So, yeah, if you want to jump on the bandwagon, gals, if you got a church event or a women's event,
yep.
We know 2 people that could really ham it up for you.
We could really crack some jokes.
Or not. We're also very serious. Show them. Be serious.
Very serious. But we don't do altar calls.
No, we do not.
We don't have decision counselors up front. We're not that kind of gig. But we
share unsolicited advice.
Do love women.
We do.
And like to encourage them to, dump the men who are making crude jokes.
God, for the
nobody's got time. We ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No. The other day, Daniel and I were driving down the road, and I got a new car in August, and he said he's having a. Speaking of, we were talking about Teslas earlier. He's kind of had a little bit of an identity crisis because he's a truck guy, right? Grew up in the country, and so he doesn't. For the first time in his life, he doesn't have a truck. And so he's a little like, oh. So I'm just trying to find him like a beater truck just to like knock around to Home Depot and back in. Anyway, he said that he's been getting a little bit of flack at work. People are kind of poking fun at him. Like, when we interviewed you, you drove a truck, and now you drive an electric car. And so I think he's a little like, feeling weird about it. So then he had to take
feeling like emasculated?
Maybe
like
a little bit.
To be like burly.
And like I live with a bunch of women. And I got a, electric car.
And I plug my car in at night.
Yeah. I can't tow anything, And so he drove my car to work one day, and a lady that I works with was like, finally, a real vehicle. And so.
You got a Pathfinder, right?
Nissan Armada.
Okay.
It's big, it's black. Yeah. It's got big beefy tires on it. And so she said, finally, a real vehicle. And, he said, I'm glad we bought this for you. It looks like you. It's
Excuse me.
Big and strong.
What?
I said, what? He said, but it's feminine. I said,
Mm-mm. Too late.
but can run people over. He said,
Right.
exactly.
But can hold her own.
Yes.
You can hold, yeah. Now that
So,
I could get down with. She's
yeah.
pretty, she's sleek, but she can hold her own.
Right. She
I
can.
like that.
She can take you out.
Yeah.
She can take out a curb
Uh-huh.
and keep on going.
I'm going to tell you what. Any guy would be lucky to have you. I know you're married, but I'm just saying if something were
You
to
advertising
happen
for me?
to Daniel Lenard, any old boy will be lucky to have you because so many reasons, but here is one good reason. You will drive a vehicle until the wheels fall off.
I did.
You have done that a few times. You had that Honda.
Mm-hmm.
You drove that sucker till it petered out. Then you had that Tahoe. Do you still have that thing?
No, we sold it.
Good Lord. That thing was like rattling and all kind of whatnot.
Dashboard is flapping.
Yeah, and I mean like, stuff dragging the ground and whatnot. But you
Now I got me
hung
a
in
classy
there.
ride.
You drove that thing like a country boy. Now that you did.
I did.
And you're so frugal that way. And it's a good thing because you really need to save all your money for Shein and Temu, which is what you do. And I got nothing but respect for you for it.
People keep telling me that we cannot order from Shein in America.
Who keeps telling you that?
People keep telling me that. And I said, look,
why?
I still got 21 items in my cart waiting on me right now that look like I can order them.
Listen.
And they said, nope, you can't get them in America.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Okay,
they're gonna dump them in. They're gonna dump them in the North Sea on all those videos of cargo ships I watch.
And what? Then you're out $5,
right?
Big whoop. Listen, I wore so much Temu on that cruise.
Yeah.
And I wore some sequin pants, and I got so many compliments. And you know me, I was like Temu.
You told everybody.
Everybody, and I thought, man, I have, I've spent more money than I should have before on clothes, but I get more compliments on that cheap stuff than anything else. And somebody said, oh, you play that Temu game? I said, no, my best friend does that. She spins that wheel, and she wakes up at 2 a.m. spinning that wheel. Got to get it in 20 minutes. She does all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't do that. I just go get what I need and pay the whole full $10 for it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I don't play the game. But
what's your like max? Like if you see something on Shein or Temu, are you like, nope, I'm not paying $15.75 for that?
$23.99 has been a sore spot for me.
That's
too high.
top dollar. It's too high.
In the 20s, and no ma'am. No ma'am. I just wait and spin the wheel.
Angie, we talked about how she ordered control top panties on Temu before or Shein, and then she got mad at me because she was like, you ordering Shein lingerie is the same thing. And I was like,
preach, Angie.
It's a little different.
It's a little worse.
Control top, you're ordering it to do a job.
So you're not ordering Shein lingerie to do a job?
It is it is 5 minutes max.
Right, but it has to make an entrance. Them control top panties don't.
True.
Ain't nobody got no expectations of no control top panties, okay?
You ain't showing nobody that.
Some Shein lingerie, we got expectations.
For real.
Okay, Daniel Lenard got expectations.
For real. Listen, Linda. Let's talk about, we talked about people who take baths in hotels.
Me?
Gross. We've talked about gross things. Baths in hotels.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about undergarments from China.
Mm-hmm.
We let's talk about used mattresses for a second. Can we? Have you ever I gave you mattresses that one time.
Yeah, but I know you.
True, that's true.
And
would
by
you
the way,
ever
that sucker was listen, you earned your nickname when you gave me those. Okay, them suckers honked.
They honked. They quacked like a duck.
But I was so grateful for those mattresses.
I told you when I gave you those, I said, now these mattresses squeak. But
and
you ain't going to be,
they.
You shouldn't be frolicking around because you're single now.
Do you know how long they squeaked?
How long?
Till 2019.
You had those that long?
Yes, ma'am. Moved them to Nashville.
Nice.
till I got married, and we
Yeah,
finally
when
got a respectable mattress.
we couldn't. I was like, these mattresses have got to be burned. I cannot stand the noise they're making.
Well, when you're alone,
Right, doesn't matter.
it's fine. But when
Yeah.
when you have things you're doing on the mattresses, it's not convenient for it to squeak.
There's nothing like. Would you ever buy mattresses on like Facebook Marketplace?
No, ma'am. But I don't judge people who do. And if I have I also, I don't know if I should tell this. That was not my first time to get a mattress from a friend. When I lived in Milan, I needed some extra mattresses, and a girl that I worked with who I knew was like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of my daughter's mattress. We've had it for a long time. It's old, but I bought it brand new." And so I knew her and her daughter, and I was like, "Okay." And this matters. It was navy blue with flowers on it.
Okay.
So it didn't have. I couldn't see any stains, and that mattered.
That does matter.
Yes. Have you ever purchased used mattresses?
Not purchase them. I'm sure when I was a kid and we had $0, I'm sure we had like mattresses that family passed around. Like, oh, I got a queen size mattress and a box spring. Anybody need it? You know. But at this stage of life, no way, no how.
Why?
Ew.
All mattresses and all pillows at some point, even if you bought them brand new, when you go to change that mattress or that pillow, there is a yellow stain.
Yes.
Why?
They look like Civil War bandages.
But I've never peed. I've never peed on my mattress. Why is there a stain?
Never.
Could it be
Sweat?
tanning lotion?
Tan lotion, potentially.
Sweat, huh?
Your pillow could be just your like slobber.
Makeup.
Probably some slobber.
Slobber is yellow?
Over time, I guess it yellows, but it really
Somebody
is.
research that.
Why do pillows look so disgusting?
Why?
And why does it take us so long to buy a new pillow? They are literally lining the aisles at Home Goods, and we're
But
going
you
to
know
hang on to
what?
one for 40 years.
But it's, for me, I've gone through so many pillows, and I never know when I need a new one. I'm like, I don't know what kind to buy. It's just, there's too many options.
And when did you realize that as an adult you had to buy pillows? Like when you're a kid, they just kind of, well, no, but like, I don't remember buying pillows when I like left to go to college. Like pillows have just been a part. They're just a part of your life, and you never know where they came from. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of those things though, like rags,
Right.
towels.
Yeah. What do you do I get really stumped on disposing of things. Like I'll throw clothes and shoes in a bag. I always have a Goodwill bag, go into the Goodwill or the Salvation Army. Mm-hmm. What do you do with undergarments?
Panties.
What do you do with them? Do you take them to Goodwill?
No, I chunk
You throw them in a garbage can.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To go into a landfill.
Yeah. What do you?
Is that weird? That's weird.
You pass them down to you?
No, but like, I need to know if there's a bin of underwear at Goodwill.
Well, listen.
And ooh,
I think there's bras there, first of all. But on like TikTok and Instagram, all these girls are taking their thongs and like putting them on their heads and like making ponytail holders out of them and whatnot. So I bet they could be repurposed.
That's a much better use for it anyway.
But I don't want the crotch of your panties on my head. Like at least cut the crotch out.
I need y'all to write in. Tell me, are y'all donating undergarments?
Yeah,
are y'all donating your panties?
What? Yeah.
And the poor guy who's standing at the Goodwill door when I drop all my stuff off, is he having to go through that? Is he having to go through people's panties and socks?
I bet people take dirty panties up there.
Oh, you know they do. I mean, your garage sale stories should prove it. Right. Colostomy bags.
Yeah. That's the truth. That's a true story.
I just get real stumped.
Toilets. I've seen a toilet at a garage sale.
Yeah.
That's gross. Who
It
wants
is.
that?
Nobody, yeah. But look, I've sold all kinds of crazy things on Facebook Marketplace.
Like,
Like hideous light fixtures that I thought nobody's going to buy these things. Sure enough, a church came along and bought them. Wrote me a check for $75.
a church.
Um,
Huh.
I should have just given it to him, but I
You
didn't.
really should have. Shame on you.
Anyway, we sold. Do you remember this story? Bags. No, we didn't sell. We gave away 160 bags of pine needles
In Colorado?
in Colorado. Do you remember
I
this?
do remember that.
We bought a house that had not been raked
Oh,
in years.
love that
Okay,
house.
for those of you who don't know what it's like to live out west where it's really dry, if you do not maintain pine needles, we call it pine straw down here in the South, but out west, if you did not get rid of pine needles, people looked at you like you were trying to burn down the whole forest.
Uh-huh. You were white trash.
You arsonist. How dare you? So we bought this house. We paid a college kid for 2 days to come and rake. I'm not kidding. There were maybe 160 wasn't right, but there were close to 100 bags of pine needles
Y'all had
lined
a
up.
lot.
It was already a lot of money to pay this dude to use his back and not ours to rake for 2 days. He was happy to make money. We pulled up and we were like, oh, dear Lord, what are we going to do with all these bags of pine needles? And I said, well, I'm going to list them on Craigslist. This was before Facebook Marketplace existed. I'm going to put them on Craigslist. Daniel goes, what? Nobody in Colorado is going to come get these pine needles. Like, what? I'm going to have to load them. What am I going to do with them now? Load them up and take them where?
Right.
Sure enough, this farmer messaged me and said, I want them all.
For what? What do you use them for?
I don't know. He mulched it up and he used it in planting trees. It kept certain like pests away from his trees. That joker came in and I said,
Did you
Daniel,
a favor by just taking
for
them
sure.
free?
Did us a huge favor.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, I have offloaded bags of pine straw. I could probably unload a box of used panties on Facebook Marketplace.
Yuck. I guarantee you nobody's going to write in on that one. Here's why. Because everybody's going to be like, I've had the same panties for 15 years. I haven't gotten rid of them. Still wearing the same panties.
Who gets rid of their drawers? I don't.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all what. There is a website. They don't have a huge selection, but they have the cutest little floral bra and panty sets. And the website's called Hanky Panky. Now, this is not a sponsorship, but if they wanted to do one, I'm not going to model them for you, but I'd sure
We're
tell
here
you
for you.
They got the cutest little things on there. I bet cuter than Temu. I bet.
Probably.
A
Scotch.
But speaking of Temu again, great swimsuits. I've had good luck there.
I haven't. I got too much booty for the Temu.
You got a honey on you. It's cute though.
Yeah. They're too high cut. Can't do it. Amazon though.
Amazon now.
Yeah.
What can you not get on Amazon, really?
Honestly. Too
Maybe
much.
Like a kid.
That's the
other than-
problem.
Yeah, you can get just about anything.
How's your horse throat?
Well, how does it sound?
It doesn't sound hoarse right now.
Oh, good. It's pretty good. It's still deep, but my singing voice is coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
I did just get my. Can you see this?
No. What are you pointing to?
I just got my neck threaded.
Oh.
Yeah, I got some of those little rankles
And
yanked out. It's a little bruised. That doesn't have anything to do with my voice, but it's close to my throat, so I thought I would tell you. We'll see in a few weeks how it does.
that poor neck, that turkey neck is like, ugh, for the love.
Just cut me off. I'm like, I'm trying.
It would be
I don't
ideal.
make enough money to cut you off yet.
It would be ideal right now if I can make a turkey noise, but I can't. But I'm very interested in the before and after on those neck threads. I remember your face threads where I had to witness one of those threads popping out of your lip.
Yeah,
and I was scarred from it. So
yeah, me too. I felt one poking through my neck a couple days ago. And I was like, "Don't do it, don't do it. I'll pull you out in 2 seconds." But it went on back in there, sunk on back down in that fat. So, any of you
Well,
girls that are unfamiliar with threading, it's quite the ordeal. They're
it's a
always coming
racket.
out with something new.
Huh?
Always coming out with something new, aren't they?
Always.
I know it. Maybe there'll
Yep.
be a cream one day to take away our turkey necks.
Not a chance.
Your neck looks good. You don't have to worry about
Oh, no. When I turn on my phone and my camera is pointing
like this?
upward toward me,
it. Mm-hmm.
I look like Jabba the Hutt, and I don't know, or like the checkout camera at
Girl,
Target.
preach. I hate that thing.
Like what? I don't.
Fresh hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
It would behoove these businesses to do the camera upward and make people feel like they look like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I've never understood why in a dressing room we have to deal with fluorescent lights. If you are going to open a store, for the love, put good lighting in your dressing room. It's only going to help women buy more.
That's right.
Get a
Put some
funhouse
candles in
mirror
there.
that takes 20 pounds off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tilt that joker down.
I don't know. That frustrates me though, because when I get home, I look different.
Well, then tilt your mirrors down at home and just walk through life, not knowing the real you.
Oh,
That's
sounds
what
like a winner. Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
you know what? My husband is 6'2". I'm 5'5", and he looks down on me all the time, and he thinks I'm cute as a button. So maybe there's something to it.
maybe.
Yep.
Yep. I've always wondered that. Like, if Target, if you want me to buy swimsuits from you or you want me to buy clothes from you, fix your lighting.
Heather,
Fix it.
what I'm hearing you say is we should open a shop
Yes.
and fill it with Temu items that we've bought and put in skinny mirrors and fluorescent lighting and
Yes.
upsell.
And have bins of resale panties.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's
Stainless.
a sure hit.
Got to be stainless.
We do
Right?
have standards. We have
standards, guys.
We do.
Okay, we gotta find a name for our new shop. God, that's a great idea. I feel like you should move to Nashville for this, or maybe Oxford. We could put it right there on the square
next to boutiques. It'd be great.
We could play off the word boutique, but it's like the word booty.
It's definitely going to be a hit.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's going to make us $1.75.
Watch for it, girls.
It's coming to the square near you.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, next week, between now and next week, or 2 weeks, whenever we decide to grace you again.
Hey, and look,
with our presence.
guys, we apologize. We know y'all have been waiting on an episode, and I'm so sorry. We've been busy.
We've been busy, y'all.
And she's been traveling, and I've been traveling, and anyway.
And we've been sick. I got sick folks and stuff, all the things. But we need y'all to holler at us between now and then. Mm-hmm. With honestly anything you want to tell us. Maybe you could name our next boutique.
We would love some. We're here for some good Valentine stories.
Ooh,
like if your husband buys you a vacuum cleaner or nothing at all, or if he bought you the $90 teddy bear at Walmart. Please let me know because I want to be jealous.
Or if he bought you some of that new tarnish-free gold jewelry I've been seeing everywhere on my social media. I am being influenced.
You are.
By it. And I would love some.
Yep. Do you think silver's ever going to come back in style?
I hope so. I love it. It looks good with my skin tone.
Yep.
Honestly.
Well, I'm sure it will. Anyway, give us a call. We want to hear your voice. We want your text messages. At 615-575-3860 or email us at dearheatherspodcast@gmail.com. Email us if you're interested in booking us for a chat session with your ladies. Mm-hmm. And until then.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Okay. Bye.
See you later.